Guys, I wish every single one of you a very happy new year and all the best in 2025. I think it's time for some PCM, don't you? As you can tell, I've taken a little break over the festive period just to recharge and regroup ahead of what I hope is going to be a massive 2025 on the channel. And while we're on the topic of channel updates, I want to say a massive thank you. We have hit 5,000 subscribers, a big milestone, and we're going for 10k this year. You better believe it. Jumping back into our Uno X save, we have some big races today because a chance to win our first monuments at Milano-Sanremo. We'll also do the GP Denain as well. And this race is a bit of a dress rehearsal for Paris-Roubaix, a race we definitely want to do well in later this year. And we bring Søren Gold, Christoph and Rasmus Tiller with that 77 cobble rating here to this race. And actually, those three riders are the three favourites today. Not the best starting list, I must say. Luca Mazzato, Jente Beermans, Lewis Askey, some of our main competition, but with the three favourites, we need to win this race. Although I haven't played PCM in a while, so hopefully I'm not too rusty. Anyway, jumping into the action, we do have 9 riders in an early breakaway here. Can't see anyone particularly dangerous. The game has Emmanuel Moran as the best rider in this group. Entering the first cobble sector then, I have been controlling with Gudmestad and Skarset. They're both pretty cut. Arkea are helping, maybe for Seneschal, maybe for Mazzato. And 3 minutes still to the front of the race. We need to be careful. Now we have Eric Ressel to the front of the peloton, a 5-star sector here. Let's put our guys up to 90. The guys on 95 maintain, really try and make a difference here as the breakaway is being destroyed by this sector. Oh, and so is Jan Fredheim. Can you believe it? Our man on a +3 day. Let's slow it up a little bit. Hopefully he can get back in because we want him in contention here. Okay, then Ressel presses on the front. That first group of sectors almost done. The breakaway is being destroyed, like I said, and only 40 riders in the front. Fredheim has made it back as well. Oh, and now another. Can you believe it? Søren Gold is the next puncher, and he is definitely behind in this group with Lewis Askey, Cosner Farrar as well. We're going to have to sit in here, and I want to press on the front because we have a numerical advantage. Only 40 riders are here. You know what? I'll drop it to 70. Maybe Gold can get back in. Nice to see former rider Nicholas Larsen here as well, although he has dropped. And Gold is going to bridge that gap just to the back of this group by the end of that sector. That is absolutely perfect. Look at that, the only rider from that second group to make it to the front of the race. And this group looking very tired as we enter the finale of the race with 50k to go. This time, this is where the winner will be decided. But I want to try and attack with one of our riders. And I think Fredheim could be a good option here. As I say that, we have attacks from other teams. There we go. Thomas, Deletra, Milan Menton as well. Let's try and follow Jasper de Boist here with Fredheim and see if this move goes. There is a bit of panic here among some French teams behind. Arkea and Groupama have no one at the front of the race. But there we go. Sadly, that breakaway is going to be neutralised. Let's sit up and see what happens. Gold has turned into a domestique here for Rasmus Tiller and even Alex Christoph. And oh my word, this group has been absolutely destroyed. There are now 10 riders at the front of the race with Fredheim gone as well. Keep pacing. Let's keep going. Okay, let's lead out Rasmus Tiller here onto this cobble sector. Christoph putting in a big move. Only 10 riders here, like I said before. Only a 2-star sector though, so is this really where I want to make my move? Probably not. Let's hold on for now. And anyway, Christoph doesn't need to do any pacing anymore. He can sit up, and if this does come for a sprint, it's his time. We do have a little false flat sector here, and you know what? This is a good time. Here goes Rasmus Tiller putting in a big move, and only 3 other riders can follow. What an attack! A searing attack by Rasmus Tiller. Christoph go on auto for the rest of the day. We have Jacobs, De Bont and Mazzato trying to get there, but it looks like a battle between these 4. Of the riders in this group, Luca Mazzato is the danger man in a sprint, but let's continue pressing on here. A 4-star sector up to 85. Look at the carnage on the cobbles behind as Adrien Petit, the old fellow, trying to bridge, and he has done, to be fair. He's no slouch in a sprint either. 72 sprints, but now Renard is trying to come across as well. Anyway, I've taken the wheel of Luca Mazzato. Petit attacks. I'm going to rely on Mazzato here to close this. Jacobs as well is trying to bridge across to Petit, and Mazzato is being made to chase here. 5k to go. We're going to have to do some work. In fact, you know what? We're going to try and bridge it ourselves right now. It's panic stations. Oh no, we're not going to do it. Jacobs and Petit are gone, I fear, for the win. And we're left fighting for third, are we? There goes the victory. Jacobs and Petit will fight for this one. For us, it's going to be a top 3, hopefully. Up the road, Petit and Jacobs fighting for it into the final kilometre. Just trying to recover some red. And it is going to be up the road, Adrian Petit with a big win later on in his career. Tiller trying to get 3rd place. We go a little late. I'm going to end up 6th place, guys. What a disappointing result in the end. I did warn you guys, I'm rusty. But anyway, what a fun race that was to kick things off again. 6th and 7th is the only thing we get out of it, but I really enjoyed that one. Anyway, in the last episode, we of course played Tirreno Adriatico, and that is always paired with Paris-Nice. And you may be wondering, what the hell happened at Paris-Nice? Well, let's find out. We arrived at Paris-Nice for what was a pretty standard parcours in fairness, climbs towards the end with some sprint stages early on in the race. Alex Kristoff would be our leader in those, but we give the chance to Jürgen Nordhagen and Johannes Koset to lead us in the GC. Let's see how that goes. But in the sprints, the first stage, a big surprise because one of the favourites, Primoz Roglic, Vingegaard here as well, but Roglic caught behind over a minute down with his entire team chasing into the final 10k. We're leading the charge now with Jonas Abrahamsson, but Roglic didn't crash. He was just caught behind, so we're allowed to press on here. Now 1 minute 30 is that gap, but in the sprint, Kristoff caught in the wheels behind. Not a perfect lead out. Perhaps I should have gone with Fredheim, but we tried to lead out Kristoff. And in the end, Paul Magnier takes the win for Soudal Quickstep. But the big news, of course, how much time would Primoz Roglic lose? And upwards of 1 minute 40, essentially ending his GC bid already. On to stage 2 and another chance for the sprinters. Mads Pedersen is the favourite again today. I thought this was funny though. Jordan Jagat with Valentin Parapentra trying to stay with Jonas Abrahamsson on the flat. But despite that, into the final 2k again, we're caught behind in the wheels. Fredheim has the chance to sprint but doesn't have the energy. Kristoff too far back, and this time it's Emilian Genier taking the win ahead of stage favourite Mads Pedersen. Now, on to stage 3. This would be a big day in the GC because 13 kilometers of time trialing on the cards. Jonas Vingegaard was the favourite, but second favourite on the day was Roglic at 2 minutes and 1 in GC, but he does go into the provisional best time. Anyway, for us today, it's all about Jürgen Nordhagen and Johannes Koset, neither of which have a great TT ability. 66 on Koset. He's 1 minute 12 down on Roglic, you can see right there. Nordhagen finishing later at 1 minute 12, so really not the best day for our guys, but that was to be expected. And one man we were trying to limit the damage to was Jonas Vingegaard, but he was beaten on the stage by Ilan van Wilder, a surprise result, and Van Wilder will go into the leader's yellow jersey after Mads Pedersen was unable to hold that jersey after the stage. So Van Wilder leads, Vingegaard second, and our guys are down in 31st and 32nd on the same time, 1 minute 22 in the GC. But next up, it was a big chance for the climbers and the GC guys, a medium mountain day, and this was a really difficult stage, guys. We had a high tempo all day long. This time though, Roglic did manage to make the early splits. 54 riders are at the front now with about 20k to go, and the tempo is still on. Luckily, Koset and Nordhagen both get +3 days for us, things you absolutely love to see. So we're going to protect them both, try to hold on to our dual leader status at this race, and now into the final 6k, Sepp Kuss, Masej Mohoric is being dropped, riders getting dropped all the time, and at this point I decided to try and take the wheel of Jonas Vingegaard with Jürgen Nordhagen, but he can't hold it as Jonas Vingegaard attacks with 4k to go. We're trying to follow the Dane, but we absolutely cannot do that. Neither can Ilan van Wilder in the yellow jersey, so we're going to try and make the most of that. Van Wilder, he needs to chase, whereas we can just sit in the wheels, which is what we're doing right now. Nordhagen trying to lead with Koset on his wheel. We'll take position in this group. McNulty is here, Max Poole, and you can see Roglic here dropping out the back of the group. That's because he is now working for Jai Hindley after losing time. Anyway, into the final kilometre, Vingegaard has a lead. I decide to try and attack this group with Johannes Koset on a great day. May as well make the most of that great day. Nordhagen on the wheel of Van Wilder, but up the road, Jonas Vingegaard is unstoppable. But Johannes Kolset with a supreme performance, second place on the day, with Nordhagen fourth as well, just beating Van Wilder. And I have to say, what a day for our guys. And some huge gaps on this stage, Kolset and Nordhagen making big inroads in the GC, now up to 7th and 8th, still behind Vingegaard by some way, but we are charging towards a top 5, or dare I say it, even a podium. After the excitement of that medium mountain stage, back to the sprints, and again, Abrahamsen on the front. He has 78 flat, so he should be dominating these lead-outs. And you can see, as he pulls over, we're in a great position. Hulgaard pulls over. Now it's Tiller, Fredheim, the final man for Alex Kristoff in that Euro jersey. And this time, we're in a fantastic position into the final kilometre. Under the Flamme Rouge, Kristoff has no one on his wheel. And this is going to be a win at a canter. Alex Kristoff wins a stage at Paris-Nice. Fredheim gets second as well. Things you love to see. Not really sure what the AI were doing there. Anyway, next up, another medium mountain day, a transition day really, and actually the breakaway have stolen a march here. But look at this. Abrahamsen rolls off the front of the peloton behind, and Mathieu van der Poel tries to follow. And we have some fun here with MVDP, trying to relay off the front, trying to see if we can maybe make some inroads in that breakaway, but it's of course a lost cause. You can see Bergado, Barade and Bastien Tronchon. They will decide the stage up the road. 3k to go for them. We are 3 minutes down in the GC. These guys not a danger for the GC. And actually Mathieu Bergado will outkick Bastien Tronchon to take stage victory. Anyway, we attack this final climb with our guys and suddenly we have a massive gap, or at least a pretty big gap on the other GC riders. So we're going to take some time back on Vingegaard and everyone else in this stage, to my surprise. 24 seconds will be the gap in the end. We take with Kolset, Hulgaard and Nordhagen, and that moves us up one place each, 6th and 7th, but now only a couple seconds off a top 4 place, Jai Hindley's 4th place. And that led us to the Queen stage of this race atop the Col Mian, but guys, I have a confession to make. Unfortunately, this stage file has corrupted, so I can't show you what happens, but I can show you the results page. Geraint Thomas winning the stage from the breakaway. Jonas Vingegaard, though, attacked the peloton and gained over 2 minutes on any other GC rider. Absolutely dominating on this climb. Deserved the win, really, on the day. But Enric Mas, Jai Hindley and Max Poole were the next best of the GC guys, with Kolset the best for us and Nordhagen losing time on his teammate. But you can see Hulgaard, he was in the breakaway today, moving him up in the GC as well. And so that means we now have 3 riders in the top 8, with Kolset in 5th position, only 3 seconds behind Max Poole as well. So heading into this short 90-kilometer finale, we have some cards to play. And so early on, I decide to be aggressive here. Jan Fredheim trying to lead Jürgen Nordhagen in the top 10 in the GC into the breakaway. He does a great job of that. Now Nordhagen is here with Scoins, Jasper Sturven and Magnus Sheffield. The guys trying to control in the peloton behind, but quickly this breakaway was absolutely destroyed. Well, Nordhagen was for sure. He could not hold the wheel of Jasper Sturven and drops back to the peloton. So no miraculous GC win for us. But at this point, only 15k to go, I realised that Alex Kristoff had the potential on this +3 day to survive this stage and sprint for the win. So our objective has changed here. We're trying to look after Kristoff into this final 10 kilometers. Attacks from the likes of Jonathan Narvaez, but you can see Kristoff now with 8k to go is surviving at the front of this peloton. But we have some kind of glitch here. You can see the effort cursor icon is showing, but for some reason Rasmus Tiller wasn't really riding at any tempo. So now our GC guys are right at the front, but Kristoff out of position into the final 2k. So Abrahamsen on a +3 himself has to do a huge job for our guys, trying to get Kristoff to the front, and look at him powering to the front of this race into the final kilometer. All of our guys sprinting for the line, and it's going to be an Uno X domination to end Paris-Nice, with Alex Kristoff taking his 2nd win of this race on a mountaintop finish. Unbelievable. There were some small time splits here today as well to note, which does mean in the GC we finished 5th, 6th and 7th. We tried to mix it up on that final stage, but 3 riders in the top 10, 1 top 5 as well. For our young guys, I'm very proud. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that little recap, but for now, let's get back to the live racing. Now, you may remember back to the start of this series that the ultimate goal is to win every monument and every Grand Tour with this team. And today, it's our first chance to do that. Milano-Sanremo. And we bring a supercharged team to this race. I mean, you can see the names on screen. Magnus Cort really suits this race. Johannesson can certainly get over the Poggio. Can he sprint for the win though? Abrahamsen, Asgreen, we've got options today. And actually, it's only Abrahamsen featuring on the favourites list, but that is headed by Wout van Aert, Johnny Milan with that 83 sprint stats, and Christophe Laporte. Let's go for the win, guys. I have officially found the bravest man in the world. 280k to go, and it is Jakob Maurescio, of all riders, who has gone in the breakaway alone at Milano-Sanremo. I cannot imagine anyone doing this in their right mind. But anyway, Jakob, wishing you all the best of luck. You're going to need it, my friends. Anyway, as Maurescio's lead balloons to 10.5 minutes, looking at our tactics, we're not going to win this in a pure sprint. Magnus Cort is not on a great day. Abrahamsen could sprint Asgreen, even Tobias has some good stats as well, but we need to try and be attacking here. Maurescio update then, he has 127k to go, but he's all by himself. He must be feeling very lonely at this point. And here's the moment. Jakob Maurescio, 47k to go, is finally caught by the peloton. What a rider. It's now time to get serious though, as we hit the foot of the Cipressa. Right, I have a train of Johannesson, Eiking, and then Tobias Johannesson at the back. We are going to try and hammer it here with these guys. Johannesson and Eiking, in fact all three of them on +3 days. Let's try and kill these guys. Eiking and Johannesson. Relay at 95. Tobias, you can sit in the wheels, and the rest of our guys just try and stay in the wheels for now. I don't think we'll attack here, but we're going to try and really pile the pressure on. But the likes of Johnny Milan easily able to follow this tempo. That is not a good sight. Big attack, and Wout van Aert is trying to follow Mohoric and Ben Turner. Wout van Aert panicking before the Poggio. Can you believe it? And that group is caught as we enter the foot of the climb. Surely Wout has ruined his chances there. Anyway, Magnus Cort tried to keep the likes of Abrahamsen and Asgreen in position, but Johannesson now doing a job on the front for his brother. Okay, up to 99. Let's really press it. De Lee and Milan are in his wheel. Okay, Anders is done. Now it's Eiking's turn to go up to 95. Okay, can we maybe put in a dig here? We're going to have to try. Eiking gives up, and there goes Tobias to the front of the race. Eiking is by himself as well. Let's sit in the group with Tiege Benoot, but Tobias Johannesson is going for Milano-Sanremo. Okay, Eiking, get in the wheel of Tiege Benoot. Johannesson, give everything. 4k to go. Can we win Milano-Sanremo with Tobias Eiking in Benoot's wheel? Abrahamsen is following Johnny Milan behind, but we have a gap. 2k to go. Johannesson giving everything. Eiking still following Benoot. Then we have McNulty, Mosca following as well, but Johannesson enters the final kilometre of Sanremo, and Tobias Johannesson is going to win Milano-Sanremo with an attack on the Poggio, and we're going to 1-2 the race with Eiking second, Milan third, and Abrahamsen in fourth. I don't believe it. Oh my word. Let's go. Oh me, oh my, what a result for the team. 4 riders in the top 5, but the most important step, of course, Tobias Johannesson is a monumental winner. Vincenzo Nibali, hope you were watching. That was a Nibali-esque attack right there. And to win by 18 seconds as well. Can't get over that result. I'm so buzzing. I haven't been able to head towards the updated rankings post Milano-Sanremo, but Tobias is going to be heading to that top 5, hopefully. And we, by the way, continue to absolutely dominate the team ranking this season. And Tobias with 7 victories already this year. Anyway, guys, I think that's a pretty good place to leave this episode. In the next one, we have Catalunya alongside a bunch of very exciting cobble classics as we head towards the Ronde and Roubaix. But we already have 1 monument in the bag this year, and I'm so excited if you can't tell. Anyway, hit like if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.